Welcome to the Robo Samurai channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Ironhide. This is from Transformers the movie, and since we've currently reviewed something that looked just a lot like it before, we're going to go ahead and just do the unboxing. So let's look at the boxing. And that's it. Ironhide, there he is there. I'm sure there's some neat background there. There's him holding the gun, and then there's that. From Transformers the movie, and he's core class, you know. Whoops, hey, fell down. Alright, so let's go ahead and crack this thing open, because there's really not much else to say here. Careful with blades, they're sharp. Alright, so let's see here. Yes, let's get this open here, there, and then get all the goodness out. And what's the goodness? Well, that's the box. Here are the instructions here, which we will follow step by step. Here's the sheet of paper that tells you that there are small parts. This is the small parts warning. And then here is the Studio Series Ironhide. And you can see he's tied down with paper ties, and he has two guns that are also tied down very neatly. So let's go on ahead and do this. And generally, these aren't even tied. They just twist them to death. So if you sit here, pro tip, if you don't want to cut them, you can just untwist them and then they just come undone like that. And then you can do the same here. These things now, the core classes, they do not come with like an official background piece, but it kind of does. So if you take these out carefully, you can use it as a background piece. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So let's get this here. And we can kind of, that's why I'm kind of taking my time with this, because you know, if you really wanted to, this is the way you would do it. You know, or you could cut them. I mean, sheesh. There's not much else to it, but hey, I'm going to do this way this time because, and by the way, these are paper. This is not plastic or anything like that. It's not made of metal. Years ago, these things were metal. Can you imagine that? Yeah. I might have had some on some reviews a long time ago, but all right. So here we go. Ironhide is now. There we go. There's his other gun. So that's the background we get. So let's look at that without touching anything else. And you can see it is the shuttle that they take to Earth. And that's it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can use that even though it has some holes in it and stuff, you know, as part of your backdrop. Hey, that's cool. So that's all we got for the packaging itself, minus these here. So let's get all this cleaned up. Get him stood up. Get all these here. Okay, so, and this is Ironhide. Let's take a quick look at him here. And we can see he looks pretty decent. Yeah, can we get any closer on there? Yeah, that face isn't too bad. He looks a little unhappy, but that's okay. And then his little Autobot symbol right here. Yeah, that's not bad either. So, yeah, but it's a little silvery. Let's see here. These shoulders are painted. His hands are painted. These almost look like they're painted, but we're not going to talk about that quite yet. Here's the back of the car, or the back of the bot. Let's talk about the back of the bot. So there we go. Ironhide here. He comes with his two weapons, which are painted. They're red, cast in red plastic, and they're painted. All right, so let's just stick these guys right here, 1 and 2, and that's how you would have them, you know, if you wanted to pose them. So, and then how does he look next to Ratchet? Well, he looks like that. So yeah, what a nice set. That's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, and it doesn't cost as much as you might think. So yeah, so let's talk about that. The articulation parts. So just like before, I think these are on a ball joint. Yeah, they're a ball joint. So his shoulders got all the way around movement on both sides, and then this is also on a ball joint, so you can get all sorts of cool poses here. He's got a nice 90 degree bend at his elbow. Let me see here, any ab crunch stuff going on? Yeah, it kind of looks like it, but maybe not. He can do the splits in both directions. He's got a little bit of a knee, but it gets blocked there. So, and waist swivel, yeah, he's got some kind of swivel. I don't know if it's great though. There you go. So if you move that little panel out of the way, he can swivel his waist a little bit. And yeah. And on my copy, you know, his knees feel just a touch loose. So anyway, and you can see, let's take a look here. He's got paint here, some gray paint here on the crotch area. And then there's some silver paint there. That'll be more relevant when we go out into, when we transform into his vehicle mode. So let's take a look here. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, there's not much to say. Let's go on ahead and transform him, shall we? Let's do that. All right, so let's see. It's been a while since I transformed this, so let's go on ahead and we'll open up that, and we'll take his head and shove it in there, and we'll leave that there. Bring up his arms like that, and then do both of them quite like that. So you want to swivel them this way and then swing them out so they're both kind of looking like that. Okay, so, and there we go. So we're ready to go. I don't know if we close them yet. I think we can. So when you close this, you want to make sure that this folds on top of that, and then bring these around like so. And then we're going to rotate this all the way around. That's his waist swivel. Is that the waist swivel? Yeah, that's kind of the waist swivel there. So, and the other thing we're going to do is we're going to open these up, and then we're going to take these and pull them back. So when we do this, we want to make sure we open these up kind of like this. You'll see here, this will need to go around like that. So I want to make sure that this folds over here. Oops, and there we go. That's it. It just pops out like that. Let's see here. All right, so turn this way, turn this way. All right, so then fold these down, fold these back up, and then close it this way. And you want this all to kind of line up. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So open this up, flip this out, and bring this out. And then we're going to tab these together in the back. It's a pretty simple transformation, not too much to write home about, as I say. And then we're going to take these flaps and pull them forward. 1 and 2, and they pretty much tab straight into there. There's not too much to say. If you look, there is a little tiny tab, little tiny slot. Close it up like that. Make sure these snap together on top. And there we go. That's Ironhide in his van mode. And yeah, it's not too bad. You know, I kind of like it. You know, he's, I don't know, because of the way it's broken up, I'm going to go ahead and transform Ratchet here, just to do a little comparison. But I think it's because of the way he kind of looks here. It's just very, there's a lot of gap there, see? So, but it's not too bad. And I imagine that, you know, with the play value is probably really good on this. So, you know, it's not a masterpiece or a mini masterpiece, but it is kind of nice, you know. So, you know, so there's a lot going for it. And, you know, for the cost, I think it's kind of worth it. So, yeah, let's see here. I'm going to go on ahead and do the same here on Ratchet just to see how well this looks. Yeah, looks good. And turn, swivel up, turn, swivel up. Just for a quick comparison, Mr. Ratchet. And then close them together, snap them together, and then we can see that there's probably a little bit of a discrepancy between the color matching. And I think because this one's all white here, it tends to not show this, it doesn't appear as bad when you have it out. So yeah, that's kind of it. Boy, this is kind of a nice thing to get lined up. Hey, it's core class. What do you expect, right? All right, so, and it's fine. You know, for the cost, you get a Ratchet and you get an Ironhide, so that's pretty good. And there you go. See, let's see, these don't want to clip together too well there in the back, but you can kind of see some of the differences between the two and the different vehicle modes. And yes, you can mount the guns here. You can mount them on the side if you choose. That's fine. I don't choose to do that. That's fine. just the way it is. So you can kind of see, like, at least with the white ratchet, you've got, it's just all white there, and then here it's just, you see a little bit of that gray peeking through. Would have been interesting if that was painted red. Also would have been more interesting is to see maybe that yellowish stripe going down this way, and maybe they could have picked out some of these windows and the colors. You know, they could have done that with Ratchet as well. Anyway, so yeah, this is a review about Ironhide Core Class. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you next time.